Can I just move on briefly to Shetland College? You'll have seen, you've been involved, but there's been some redundancies announced recently. I want to know what you're doing to try and protect provision in Shetland. But secondly, the cost base for rural provision, particularly the Highlands and Islands, is much greater than it would be in the Central Belt. And I met recently with the principal of the new UHI for North West and Hebrides to discuss their provision. Could you just set out what we're doing to make sure that the provision in the Highlands and Islands is protected, recognising the higher base of costs?
So, I have myself directly engaged with UHI about the future of UHI as an entity. I also met with the individual college principals as well. The concept of UHI is absolutely committed to. But we recognise, all of us collectively recognise, that it will have to evolve to meet some of the challenges that are there. UHI internally are doing a substantial piece of work to consider what that would look like. It's a piece of work that recognises that even within UHI, the cost base of delivering in some localities will be higher than others. You know, island settings, for example. I visited the college and met with the principal that you're referring to as well. I was in Shetland and met the principal there. Specific to Shetland and to other elements of UHI, there has been additional support provided by SFC over a period of time, recognising some of the challenges that exist. And I know that SFC are very much alive to the situation at Shetland. But that doesn't mean that colleges, any college can continue in an unsustainable way in the long term. Colleges have to become sustainable for their own good, or more sustainable for their own good, whilst recognising the additional costs. So we're very much alive to that. I know SFC are directly engaged with Shetland College. They work very closely over the merger for the other college that you refer to. It is right and proper that in the interest of the public bus, we expect the colleges to become as sustainable as possible. And I absolutely stand by that. But there is, of course, a recognition of the additional costs. What we need to see is more of what is already happening in UHI, where between individual colleges, for example, there is considerable collaboration, recognising that you might not be able to deliver every discipline in every specific locality. And it may be that some apprentices will travel from, as they do currently, from Shetland to Inverness for some of the training. But then Shetland perhaps becomes more of an aquaculture centre, for example. So there's already pieces of work going on between the colleges up there to help deal with this. And of course, we also need to develop and grow the university offering in the Highlands. We need these centres to be moving more into the delivery of higher education courses than they currently are. So we very much see, we have a commitment to the future of UHI, but I do say to you, we do need to see elements of it become more sustainable in the long term.